Hey man, are you struggling financially, man? You trying to find a way to get ahead? Look, man, in this video, we're gonna talk about the importance of saving your first $1,000, and I'm gonna show you a couple videos on people giving different steps on how to do it. And I even show you or not necessarily show you, but I tell you what I did. You feel me? But let's get into it and let's hear why it's important to save this first, $1,000, bro, because it's very important to say this band. You know what I'm saying?
I'm probably gonna regret telling y'all this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I know I don't look it, but I'm a 35-year-old woman about to be 36. And this is the first time in my life, the very first time, that I have been able to save $1,000. See right there? I have been saving $200 slowly, steadily, just to be able to get to $1,000 for the first time. So you're probably wondering, why am I telling y'all this? Why am I putting y'all in my business? Because I am on a glow up journey. I am working on becoming the best version of myself. That means physically, mentally, financially, spiritually. I wanted to let you guys take a peek into my wallet and start sharing my money problems. I wanted to be vulnerable in case there are other people out there who are middle-aged like me who have struggled with being able to save money. I'm posting this for accountability. I know some of my friends and family might be like, oh, but she look like she has money. If I have ever looked like I have money, baby, it's because my husband take care of me, okay? He makes sure that I'm straight. But unfortunately, the truth is that I have always been a spend a check and get it right back type of girl. I've had good jobs, I make good money, but I have not been able to save. And in this next year, I would like to be able to save $10,000 to $20,000, if not more. And I also want to get to a point where I'm able to invest my money. This is a little bit embarrassing for me, but I feel like exposing this side of me is going to help somebody out there who's my age, or maybe older, or maybe younger, who could be struggling with the same thing that I'm struggling with. I've had large amounts of money in my bank, but it's never been money that I saved out of my paycheck. I've never been good at managing money. My goal is to become good at managing money. I want to be a good steward of my finances so that, God willing, He will bestow more upon me. Really, I said all that to say that you can do it, and it's not too late. Look at me.
Let her
I'm
finish.
36, and this is the first time I have ever saved $1,000. If I can do it, so can you.
Facts. If I can do it, so can you, bro. This is real though. But look, it's always better late than never. Always better late than never. Like everything I'm doing now, I wish I would have did this when I was like 21, 22. But you live and you learn. So it's better late than never. I'm not even 30 yet though, you feel me? So shout out to her, 36. You know what I'm saying? I'm 28. You know what I'm saying? But bro, that first 1,000 is important. And I love what she said. She was like, she wanted to be a good steward of her finances so God bestow more upon her. That is real. Bro, I was at work one day and I was just sitting there, bro, and I'm like, yo, and I feel like a lot of this stuff I get like from my grandma or maybe my mom, it's just the women in my family are like, religious, strong, praying women, you know what I mean? And it's like I was just sitting at work and it just hit me. I was like, in order, like the life I want to live, like I want to, you feel me? I want to be successful. I want to be wealthy. And it's like, bro, I was like, if I can't take care of what I have now, how can I expect God to bless me with more? Let's just be realistic. Like, if you can't manage the money you have now, why should God give you more? It don't even make sense. So it just clicked. I was like, you know what? I gotta take care of what I have now. Because I'm mismanaging it. I'm not managing it properly, evidently, because I shouldn't be in these certain situations that I'm in. Whether I need a few extra dollars to pay this bill, or I need, you know what I'm saying? I need a few, or I could pay this bill, but damn, I'm gonna need gas. Like, I shouldn't be in these situations. You know what I mean? So you gotta address where you going wrong. With me, like I tell you, like, bro, I was overspending, bro. I was spending too much, and I wasn't really keeping track of my money. Or like, I wasn't keeping track of where my money was going. I was just spending it. I didn't even realize how much money outside of bills I was spending. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, once I really sat down and looked at all my finances, I'm like, you trying to tell me after I pay my bills, this is what I have left over every month, and I ain't got none of that? Oh no, we gotta address this issue. You know what I mean? I had to address the issue. Oh, my son. No. Bye. Oh. Oh Lord, kids. But yeah, no, it just hit me one day at work, and I'm just like, before God blesses me with more, I have to take care of what I have. So that's the message, man. Before God bless you with more, you gotta learn how to take care of what you already got.
Make sure that you have at least $1,000 in your savings account. The reason why you want to make sure you have at least $1,000 is because it puts you in a security energy. When you are in survival mode, it affects how you look. It affects your magnetism. It affects how you come across to other people even. You don't have any money in your savings account at all. It affects you on a physical, spiritual, and mental level. Like, you are always in survival mode. You're not even thinking about looking nice or anything like that. You are just trying to get to the next level. When you have at least $1,000 in your savings account, it gives you a little bit of breathing room. So if you have to save just $25 every single time you get paid, or anytime somebody sends you some money, just put that in your savings account. Put that in a separate account. Anytime you come across some money, just save $25. When you get $1,000, it is going to feel like an accomplishment. I have been there before. Trust me, I have been there, and I understand how it feels to be in survival mode. But when you get your first $1,000 in your savings account, you feel so much better about yourself. You feel so much better about life. You feel a little bit more secure. And of course, you should always aim for more money in your savings account, but that first $1,000 does make a difference. It feels better. It's something about the energy of it. I read this book called The Energy of Money, and money absolutely does have an energy. When you do not feel good about yourself, about your situation, it's harder to be in a magnetism energy. You want to be attracting things. You want to be a magnet, and everything is coming to you. But when you are in survival mode, your energy is releasing, and you are looking for things, and they are running from you.
I ain't gonna lie, that first band, you get first, man, look, bro. When you go from not having money to having that first band, now granted, we all know $1,000 not a lot of money, but $1,000 that's in your account that you don't need, nigga, what? We talking about $1,000 that's in your account that you don't need. Like, bills are paid, food in the fridge, gas in the whip, and I still got a band that I don't need. What are you talking about? That, bro, the feeling, bro, I'm trying to tell you, do it, lock in. And also, once you say that first band, you realize, like, damn, I could have been did this, or damn, I saved one, I know I could save two. I just did one. All I gotta do is do the same thing I did twice. And once you get to two, you're gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? At some point, I ain't gonna lie, it get addicted. You start, like me, I'm in at this point, it's addicting. Like, I hate those weeks when I can't put more in the savings than I really want to. I'm like, damn, man, I gotta pay this, that for next week. Next week I'm throwing this. You feel me? Next week I'm throwing as much as possible as I can in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna lie, like, saving that first band though, boy, it's motivating. Like, man, having money is the best feeling. Like, get out of the habit of spending. Like, I know we love spending because we like having a good time. We like going out to eat. We like new clothes, shoes, jewelry, Apple Watches, and iPhone. We love all that stuff. I know, I get it, bro. But Ain't no better feeling than having money. I'm trying to tell you, having money is the best feeling ever.
There is this wild ideology nowadays that everyone talks about in the finance world of saving your first $10,000. Okay, before we get there, can we save the first 1,000?
Reach. Can we say the first band? Start out with $1,000. Don't set your goal at 10K because it's gonna make the journey so long. Like you gotta learn to accept the small W's. Like if you got 0 right now, say your first 500. Shit, say your first 250. Like I said, this is money that you don't need. Like save your first 250 to 500, where it's like all my bills are paid. I got food. I got gas in the whip. I literally don't need to spend no money, and I still got 500. Do that first. Let's do 255. Work our way to a band. Once we get the band, work our way to 15, 2, and let's just keep climbing the ladder. But what you're gonna realize is the more you save, the more you pay attention to your finances, you start to make just better decisions financially anyway. And your stress level go, bro, I'm trying to tell you, like I'd say probably 90% of the stress that we have is money related. A lot of us are always stressing over rent due, car note due, insurance due, the light bill is expensive, it done jumped up, whatever. You might have, car might break down, you got repairs, and it's like you don't have no money, you have no savings, so there ain't nothing for you to fall back on. And then you might swipe that credit card, but we all know you gotta pay that credit card back. That really ain't your money for real. You feel me? It's just there. It's a blessing to have for sure. It's a blessing to have, but that money ain't really your money. You know what I mean? Like if you really don't have that money to put back, you shouldn't be spending it. That's a fact. Like if you don't have the money to put back on that credit card, you shouldn't even be spending it. But a lot of times we spending credit because we don't have money, and the credit is all we have in that moment. So it just puts us in this messed up situation where now we chasing to pay a credit card off. Man, look, man, just take care of your finances, bro. Save some money, bro. I'm trying to tell you, you're gonna thank yourself later.
Do to you. This number 1 creates something called discipline, which a lot of us don't have. And then discipline turns into momentum, because once you start actually saving money, guess what? You are already ahead of 27% of the population, because 27% of people don't save money. So if you start saving money, you're already ahead of a lot of people, and you create what's called consistency and momentum. Once you start seeing that first 100, that first 500, that first 850, and then that 1,000, once you reach those 4 digits, bro, it is a wrap, because now you know you could do it, and now the rest is easier. So that next 1,000 is much easier. That next 4,000 is much easier because you know you can do it. It's like going to the gym. Once you start working out, yeah, it sucks. Who likes to work out? You start to love it because you're getting good at it and you're seeing results. You start loving it. Same thing with saving money. You're
Same thing with money.
So guess what? When you hit your first 1,000, I'll tell you what happened to me. I can now walk into any store, obviously with limitations, not Rolex or whatever, but I can walk into any store with $1,000 and basically buy anything in that store. Having an emergency savings.
I ain't gonna lie, your first band, like I said, we know it's not a lot of money. Your first band, you feel rich, boy. You in the store like, we need it? If we really need it, we can get it. That's how I be feeling. I got money saved. We really need it, we can get it. If we really need it, we can get it. Know what I'm saying?
Being able to afford an emergency in my life, just in case something happens, God forbid, without going into debt, is huge. Over 40% of the population cannot afford an emergency if it comes up. That won't be you though, my friend. Please, I cannot beg you enough. Save your money. Just start saving $5, $10, $100. Guess what? Even saving $1 is more than 27% of people out there. You'll only be thanking yourself later. There is this wild
word up. I'm trying to save your money. Save your money. Save your money and it's gonna save you. I'm trying to tell you. Save your money and it's gonna save you.
Saving your first $1,000 can change your entire future. Because saving that first $1,000 is so hard because your bills are working against you. Bills are tight. You gotta stay on the budget. It's hard to find the extra money and you feel like everything's working against you. But once you're able to get it and that $1,000 is sitting in your account, your mindset changes. It shifts. Because now you're not surviving anymore. Now you're stacking. Because now you believe that it's possible and you start moving differently. Saving that first 1K isn't just about money. It's proof that you know how to save and you could change your future for the better. One decision at a time.
Facts. One decision at a time. Change your life forever. Forever, bro. That first 1K, I'm trying to tell y'all, that first 1K feel good. And you prove to yourself you can do it. And then once you do it, like I said, the rest is history. Because you like, if I could save $1,000, I know I could save 10. I'm telling you exactly what happened to me. I got my first band, I'm saying, oh, I know I could get to 10. And I probably could get 15, 20. Like, you feel me? Like, come on now. That first band, bro. That first band, life changing. What's he said though? Hold up. It was something in here that
Saving your first you. But once you're able to get it and that $1,000 is sitting in your account, your mindset changes. You gotta stay on the budget. It's hard to find that.
okay, yeah, staying on the budget. I want to touch on that. Bro, when I locked in, like I said, when I locked in, I was like, I'm on a budget. I'm still on a budget now, but I already have money saved. See me? So the budget not as tight as it once was. But I don't even like spending money no more. I really don't. I really don't like spending money no more. I don't, bro. I'd rather keep my money in my pocket. I promise you. I'd much rather keep my money in my pocket. But like I built habits and routines that I had to break in order to hit my goal, right? Now, my oldest kid, I got 3 kids. My oldest son, 7 years old. Bro, I used to take my family out to eat every Friday, right? Every Friday we would go out to eat. And then sometimes we might not eat out Saturday, but I might go buy something to eat. You know what I'm saying? And then some weekends, I might have went and bought something on Sunday too. I'm talking about weekends where I could easily spend $200 or more just, you know what I mean, eating. And this was damn near every weekend thing to where like we spending $200 or more every weekend just on eating. And you know what I mean? It's like when I look back at my finances, that was one of the areas I had to cut back on. I had to tell my son, like, look, we ain't gonna be going out to eat as much because, you know, daddy trying to hit some goals, daddy trying to do better. You feel me? That was one of the areas I fell back on. And once I felt, that's literally probably the biggest thing I had to change. Like, I stopped eating out a lot. The money was just doop, 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 doop. You know what I'm saying? Granted, I'm saying this after this weekend I took the family out to eat. But I done saved my first K. You feel me? We did it. We moved on. We still stacking. But you know, like I said, like I'm not trying to I'm gonna enjoy myself from time to time. I'm gonna treat my family from time to time. You feel me? Like, I'm not telling you not to do that, but just get you in order first. Make sure you straight first. You feel me? Like, you can't pour into others before you pour into yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's my boy Stone Cold Steve Austin? He cracked the beers. Yeah, pour into yourself first before you pour into others. You can't be pouring into other people while you empty. You can't be letting your homie hold $100 knowing you only got $150. Like, nah. You know what I'm saying?
Step 1, save $1,000 for your starter emergency fund.
Now this right here relates to like paying off debt, which I'm also working on. I got thousands of dollars of credit card debt. Thankful to say, since I unlocked in, I knocked 2 of them cards off, and I got money saved. You feel me? So I'm proud of myself. I'm doing good. I'm doing great right now. But listen to my man, Dave Ramsey.
When I first started doing this, I did not have that as baby step 1. I had shut up and get out of debt. But then people would have an alternator blow on their car that was $350, and they didn't have any money because I told them to put everything on their debt, and they would sit there going, I'm broke and I got to get to work. Screw you, Dave, this doesn't work. And they would quit. And so I went, okay, we got to have a little bit of pad, but we can't build up a big pile of money while we got this huge pile of debt over here. That doesn't make sense either. So we're going to get just a little starter emergency fund. The humorous thing is that 30 years later, now people are saying, Dave, you need to adjust this because of inflation. It was never intended to be enough. $1,000 is not enough, and by the way, $2,000 is not enough. So it doesn't matter, because you're not going to live here for very long. This is $1,000 just to catch the little stuff so you don't lose your emotional momentum, because we're running a behavior modification program here, so emotional momentum matters.
Thanks. Y'all hear that? Y'all hear that? So what he's saying is, now, I ain't gonna lie, before I ever came across this video, I had already made up, like when I got on my journey to like correct my finances, I already made up in my mind. I was like, damn, I need to pay my credit cards and shit off. But like I said, like, I'm pretty smart. I'm a pretty smart guy, bro. Like, and that's just, I've always been pretty smart, right? So when I decided to do this, I already told myself, like, okay, we're gonna have to save some money before we really start attacking this debt. Because the last thing I wanted to happen was I start knocking these credit cards off, and then something happens, and then I gotta go swipe the same credit card I just paid off, and then like it's like, fuck, I just paid it off, and then I had to use it. Now I'm back to square one because I gotta pay it off again. But if you save you a nice little $1,000, you know, or more, you know, whatever, you know what I'm saying? If something pop up, you know, then you like, well, I can use this money I saved instead of swiping the credit card, you know what I'm saying? And yeah. Also, we're gonna do videos on like credit stuff too, because credit has a bad rip, and coming up, I feel like a lot of us haven't been like informed on the proper way to use credit or the proper ways you should use your credit. And then credit has this bad like energy around it, like, nah, don't use credit cards or when you should be using it, but you should be using it properly. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm 28. I've had my fair share of being irresponsible when it comes to credit cards, which is why I'm currently paying off credit cards now. Thankfully, I don't have as much credit card debt as some other people. Some people, I've seen people be like, bro, I had to pay off $50,000 in credit card. Bro, no, I never got to that point. Thankfully, my current situation, like my debt and my income, looking at my debt and my income, as long as I stay on my game, I can pay my debt off within 6 months, which is beautiful because a lot of people can't say that, you know what I mean? But yeah, so stack you some money, start paying off your debt. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Don't forget, do not forget your starter emergency fund, all right? I want you to save $1,000 ASAP into a savings account quickly. I mean quickly. Because check this out, I wrote this stat down. 40% of Americans have less than $300 in savings. And 50% of Americans have less than $600 in savings. And then let's go even a little bit higher, just a little bit. Nearly 52% of us don't even have $1,000 in our emergency fund. So this means that if an emergency came up for $300, 40% of us have to go borrow money from friends and family, are going to be forced to go back into debt, are going to be forced to go out there and get an emergency credit card. No, that's ridiculous. When you get your paycheck, start setting yourself up to win with money. How do you do that? Yo, go ahead, get prepared for emergencies. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when something is gonna happen. It's not a matter of if your tire is gonna blow out, if you're gonna get a nail in your tire, if you're gonna get a cracked phone screen, if you're gonna have to get home for a family emergency, someone's in the hospital, or if you're gonna have to go to the doctor's office and pay that deductible. The if is not there, it's just a matter of when. Don't forget.
That's facts. Facts from experience. Not, you know what I mean? Like I haven't like went through anything, thank God, like to where like recently where I had to like use my credit card just because that's my only option I had. But I have had family members who had to, you know, things happen, traumatic things happen, and it's like they gotta spend that credit because that's all they have and they have no other option. And it's like in that moment you gonna spend it because you got to. It's like I don't have a choice. But the next 6 months to a year, they're feeling it. That one moment when they had to, they feeling it, because now the next 6 months to a year, however long it take them to pay that off, you feel me? They like, bro, you know what I'm saying? That you know, that's another bill. That's another bill. We already trying to get our finances in order. We can't afford to keep going into debt. That's more stuff we gotta pay. You feel me? I can't wait to be debt free, because I kick out too much money on debt a month. Like, I'm saving money now and I'm paying debt off. Imagine if I had no debt. Like, bro, I would be able to save so much money so fast. That's why I'm so locked in. I'm so motivated. Like, bro, once my debt is gone in the next 4 to 5 months, bro, oh my God, I'm gonna save so much money. It's gonna be ridiculous. I can't wait. I'm excited. I'm be investing, saving, stacking. Like, come on, man. I'm too ready. Y'all don't hear me though.
Getting to your first $1,000 save, y'all, let me tell you an easy way to do this. You can cut that food budget. So yes, that dining out.
I had to do that. I had to cut the food budget. The food budget is literally how I got my first band. I ain't gonna lie. Cut the food budget. Trying to tell y'all, cut the food budget.
According to an article by MarketWatch, the average American family spends about $300 per month dining out. That's not even including groceries, y'all.
$300 a month. I told y'all I was spending like $200 a weekend. $300 a month. $300 a month. I would have been still saving money. No, I likes to eat good. I was spending probably $200, $250 a weekend. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta think, it's me, my lady, 2 sons. Now I got a daughter. My daughter, she not eating yet though. She's a baby. Feel me? So like, she ain't really in that budget yet. As far as eating out, I ain't gotta buy her a meal yet. But every time I go out to eat or I go buy fast food, I gotta buy stuff for 4 people. I'm trying to tell you, I'm spending a minimum of $40 to $50 every time I go anywhere. That shit add up, bro. I had to. I told my family, look, we gotta stop eating out, bro. This shit is hurting us in the long run. Like, it's shit we want to do. We want to take trips and man, we cannot. Like, y'all gotta let daddy lock in and get us to where we need to be financially. We can't keep doing this. That food budget real. Hey, lock in. No more eating out.
Instead of ordering Chick-fil-A, Zaxby's, or your favorite food, stop and think and say, let me just take some of this money and put it in my savings account so that way I can start to build a savings.
Facts, bro. That food budget, dog.
Before you budget, sell something. You're not broke. You're just sitting on your first 1,000.
At first, he said, before you budget, sell something. How about we budget and sell something? Because a lot of us have a whole bunch of stuff in our house that we not using. And we keep telling ourselves, one day I'm going to use it. And get rid of that shit. You ain't using it. You ain't using it. You just got money sitting in your house. But let him finish.
And savings. Listen, a lot of people say, where do I start with saving? How do I budget? I don't have no cash. I don't have extra money. First of all, that's actually not true. You have money, you just don't know where it's hiding. I'm here to tell you where it's hiding. The first place your money is hiding is in your unused stuff. Throw a yard sale for something on eBay. Matter of fact, I'm about to do this very same thing. I have some Tesla bottles of tequila I'm about to put up on Craigslist or eBay or something. That's your first $1,000 to start investing. So what I need you to do today, this is your homework from Uncle Joshi, okay? Get into your bag, get into your closet, find something you can sell. I don't care if it's for $1, $50, $1,000. Just get in the habit of selling something.
Facts. You know what? I got something I need to sell. I'm gonna sell that motherfucker too, because ain't nobody using it. I ain't even gonna tell y'all what it is, but also, the spot I'm living in now, like, we planning to move to like a different city. Once this lease is up, bro, we selling everything in here where we move. We starting fresh. We selling everything. I'm selling everything. Other than my computers, my mics, and my studio equipment and clothes and shoes, Everything else must go. Desks, tables, selling everything. But that's some good advice right there, bro. Like, a lot of us got money sitting in the crib. We struggling, but we got money sitting in the crib. Like you might be struggling and you might be a sneakerhead. You might have 200 pair of shoes. Bro, there's no way, bro. Sell them shoes, bro. Sell some of them shoes, bro. No way.
Finally feel like you're gonna see the light at the end of the tunnel. Boom.
I know exactly where she's coming from. You financially struggling my first time trying to save my first $1,000 was hard as hell. It's like, as soon as I got the cart going, something fucking happened that set me back. It took me a long time to save that first $1,000. I didn't know why. I thought it would be easier than what it was, but it felt like shit just kept popping up and I didn't know why. You save up your first $500, you got a window sticker due. You save up your first $500, something go wrong with the car. You save up your first $600, something go wrong with the house. You save your first $700, you run into a financial crisis that's gonna take away all your savings. It's gonna make you start all the way over. But keep going, guys. Keep going. That first $1,000 was the first hardest money that I had to save in my life. And the reason it was so hard is because I didn't make it a priority to try to save that money initially in the first place. But once I started making saving money a priority, anything or any accident or any emergency that popped up in the future, I was able to handle it just like that. I was able to immediately pay whatever was off, and then I was able to put that money back safely just in case if and when that time came again when I had to use it. But it's hard, guys. Like, I ain't even gonna lie, it was a bitch, but it was the best thing and the hardest thing that I've ever done in my life. And I'm truly grateful that I have it now. And that's what I want everybody else to do. I want them to be able to save their first $1,000 to themselves. So just in case anything fucking happens in life, they can take care of it.
That's fact. I ain't gonna lie. My personal journey, my first band, it wasn't hard. But everybody's situation is different. You feel me? Thankfully, my situation, like I said, I was just overspending. I was overspending. Like I said, bro, I'm spending $200, $250 a weekend, like almost every weekend. You know what I'm saying? It's like $250 a weekend. I'm spending $1,000 a month eating out. Fuck that. So like that first band for me was really just, like I said, once I cut out eating out, it was like, damn, the money's here. The money there. The money is literally right there. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it wasn't that tough, but I do understand how it can be tough, because like in the process, if I was in the process of trying to save my first band and then like something happened to my car, or, you know, anything can happen. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been sick. Something did happen though while I was on my saving journey. My damn computer basically, it went limp mode, bro. Like, I ended up buying a new computer. I have a new computer now, like, which I'm watching now. It's a new computer. By the grace of God, I was able to buy a new computer, and not just any computer, the computer I really want that was really expensive. Thank God. Shout out to God. You know what I'm saying? And I was able to do that without putting myself in more debt. Like I said, shout out to the man above on everything. Shout out to God. Because I got the new computer I wanted that was pretty expensive. I still got money in my savings. You know what I'm saying? I'm Gucci. But I had a moment. My computer was messing up. I was trying to get some work done. And I started looking on Micro Center, looking at computers. And then I found a computer that was like, it might have been like, it was between probably $900 to $1,100. And I'm like, bro, I could just put this junk on credit and I could go get this junk today. I had it in my cart. I literally almost hit purchase. I literally almost purchased it. Not gonna lie to y'all, in the moment, but I had to sit down and I asked myself, like, what's the goal right now? Like, yes, you might need the computer to work, get content out. This is a conversation I have with myself. I'm like, bro, yes, we do need the computer, we do. But if we buy this computer the big goal, which is to pay off all our debt, we're gonna add potentially another $1,000 to $1,500 to this debt that we already made up in our mind that we about to pay off. Do we really want to do that? So I was like, nah, I'm gonna just have to wait. I was like, honestly, according to plans, I wasn't gonna be able to buy this new computer until January. But by the grace of God, things worked out. Came into some dinero, and I was able to, get the computer and still stay on track with everything I had going on. But things do happen, bro, when you saving that make it tough. But bro, you gotta keep going, bro. Stay the course. Stay the course, man. Now this right here, this is what you can do next. Like, cause a lot of people's like, okay, once I do $1,000, what's next? These are just some options. None of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I just want to share these topics and touch on these topics because I want people to know that life gets better with these certain decisions you make. If you decide you're gonna save a band and you say that first band, your life just, you feel me, like it just starts to change, bro. The more money you save, the more disciplined you are, the more you know what I'm saying, on top of your finances, life gets a little better, bro. Like I say, a lot of our issues are related to our finances. You know what I'm saying? Money solves a lot of our problems. Not saying that we don't have problems outside of money, but if we can eliminate the issues that the lack of money causes, it'll put us just that much ahead of life. You know what I'm saying?
You saved your first $1,000 bet. This is how to make it work for you. You want to take your first 500 of it and put it into a high yield savings account. A high yield savings account, like I mentioned before in earlier videos, is an account you need if you want to build wealth. This is going to be your starter emergency fund. And as all of us know, life happens and life comes at you fast. This is for when you save for a short-term goal like buying a car or, paying for that LLC to buy your business. You need something liquid that's easily accessible, and a high yield savings account is what's going to do it for you. Next, what you're going to do is pay down any high interest debt like credit cards and Klarna, Affirms, any things that got buy now, pay later type of programs. You want to get rid of those quick because interest builds fast on those. What I would do is take about $200 to $300 of what's left to pay down those debts. Finally, you're going to want to plant your seed. Even if it's $100 or even if it's $50, you're going to want to open up your Roth IRA or maybe just a simple index fund. And obviously, you're not going to retire for that, but habits over hype when it comes to money. Because next, that milestone you're going after is that 10K.
Next, habits over hype. Habits over hype. And the goal should always be save money, invest. Literally, this should be the habits we build. We should be working on saving money and investing it. Because over time, that's going to give you that lifestyle you want, that financial security, that financial freedom that everybody always talks about. You know what I'm saying? Like, that comes with investing and saving. You know what I'm saying? Investing and saving. Your savings should be able to get you by if you hit a hard, little rough patch. Your investments is going to be what you eat off later on in life. Like, later, that 10 years down the line, your investments is going to be like what you eating off of. You know what I'm saying? That's how you got to look at it. Like, savings is for if something happens right now, I'm good. Investments is, 5-10 years from now, 10-20 years from now, me and my kids going to be eating off that. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it.
Baby step one is you need $1,000 saved. All right. Most Americans could not cover $1,000 emergency without using some form of debt. So $1,000 puts you ahead of the majority of Americans. Baby step two, you're paying off all of your debt except the mortgage using the debt snowball method. We're not listing it by.
Now, this is the method I like. I'm gonna let her explain it. This is the method I use. Like this, I like this one. I explain what she done, but this the method I like.
payment, we're not listing it by interest rate, we're listing it by balance, smallest to largest. You make minimum payments on everything and then throw all your extra money at the smallest debt. Next comes baby step 3, saving up 3 to 6 months of expenses. You need this. This is your basic budget that you're saving for. Baby step 4, investing 15% of our income. Baby step 5, investing for the kids' college, whatever amount works with your budget. Baby step 6, we're moving with intentionality to pay off our home. Finally, baby step 7, you're living and giving like no one else. That's how this works. Baby step.
I love those steps. I love those steps. I love those steps right there. I ain't gonna lie. Snowball method. I love that. I ain't gonna lie. That's my bread and butter. That's my bread and butter. This is literally, like I said, I'm still in the process of paying off debt right now. I started with the smallest one and I'm moving my way up. The smallest one is those W's though, bro. It's taking them W's. Like if you start off with the biggest one, it's gonna be a minute before you catch that W. For me, it's all momentum. Like seeing that first one get paid off, then that second one get paid off, it's like, oh yeah, we getting to it. That's me. That momentum. That first one, boop 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 boop. I'm knocking these shit down like dominoes. The big one, I'm gonna have to punch at that one a little minute, and I know that. But by the time I get there, I'm gonna be able to throw so much money at it that it's gonna get paid off way faster than if I would have started with that one. You feel me? Because you gotta think, if I start with the big one, I still gotta make the minimum payments on the small ones until I get there, until the big one is paid off. You see what I'm saying? Same thing though. Like I still gotta make the minimum payment on the biggest debt until I get there right now. But I'm gonna pay off the smaller debts way faster than I would pay off the big one. This is why I like this method. Like I said, I done caught a couple W's already. You feel me? And it feel good. It feel good to know, oh, that one paid off. That's paid off too. On to the next one. It feels great. You feel me? I love it. You know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind. Say that first band is gonna change everything. You're gonna feel better about yourself. You're not gonna be stressed out. You're gonna be, if you're a creator, it's gonna open up your creativity a little more because you're not worried about money. You know what I'm saying? Like when you ain't gotta worry about money, you're way more creative. You're way more fun to be around. I know I'm way more fun to be around. I know when I ain't got money, I'm not the person you should be around. Actually, when I ain't got money, I probably should be alone. Cause I'm not a nice person. And it's not that I'm mean, but it's just like I'm not myself. You know what I'm saying? You know the Snickers commercial? Like, you know, you're not yourself when you're hungry. Yeah, I'm not myself when I'm broke. That's just, I know that about myself. I'm not myself when I'm broke. I am not a happy person. I am not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not the best person to be around. I like to isolate myself in those situations. Thankfully, I'm making better decisions. I'm living a little better now. I ain't got to worry about that. I'm in a great place. I still don't like spending money though. I still get mad when I got to spend money. Even though I got a nice little savings, I still get mad when I got to spend money. Why? Because I'm trying to save more. I'm trying to invest more. I'm trying to move up the scale. But also, we locked in on the content because we trying to build more revenue streams. The more money I make, the faster I can save it. The more I can invest. So, you feel me? We're going to stay locked in. We're going to keep getting these videos out. Until next time, I catch y'all. Ace Will out.
Ace Will's a genius.